What's up, everybody? All right, I did a test before for the audio. It's going to be playing along to this. I've never heard of people doing this before. So I don't know if it's ever been done. We're gonna I'm gonna play through this epic score while we discuss this movie, because this is in my top 10 films of all time. Now, trigger warning, it's on the little thing there. Usually, you guys know me, I would never give a warning for fucking anything, but this deals heavily with all kinds of addiction. Like, not just drugs, TV, sex, eating. Like, everybody is addicted to something. And this was based off the novel by Hubert Selby Jr., which I've read many times. It is fantastic. The movie's much better just because of the score alone. It's one of the greatest film scores ever. It's like its own character in this movie. So what's going on, everybody? Zodiac, what's up, brother? Phil, how you doing? What's up? Hope these paps smear. I love that fucking name so much. Let's see. All right. So tell me, I'm going to do this one, like this little mini test, because I'm thinking whether using my mic or not. Tell me how this sounds. If it's popping, if it's... Is it like cracking, popping, or anything? Does it sound all right? If not, I'll lower it and adjust it. The link for the movie, it's on Look Movie. I suggest using that because it's free and there's no ads. It's also on Tubi, but then you got stupid ads. Yeah, I know, right? So, yeah, we're getting meta. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. Trying something new. So I guess this is another one. This because I can't. It pisses me off when we watch movies, or especially when me and Dave watch films that he's never seen before. All the Italian stuff, Suspiria, and we can't have the music playing because of copyright. And I think it's so frustrating. How do you watch these? I can't watch any movie really if it has a good score, but we're talking like top of all time. So I said, no way I'm doing a watch party for this and not like hearing the music. So I said that I'll just fucking play it, so I don't have to worry about copyright. So did that sound all right? As long as there's no popping or it sounds way too loud or anything, then that's fine. Again, Joe, what's up, man? Yeah, I don't know why you put sad either, Phil. It's opposite day, baby. If anyone who is watching along, let me know, and I'll do a countdown in a few minutes. Phil, I'm back home, so this week let's play some Dark Souls. We'll do a marathon one of these nights coming up and try to finish the DLC, or at least like make it close, like through it. We'll see, because we still have, I think, most of the bosses. Yeah, my phone. I hate phones. I hate autocorrect. I hate a lot of technology. What's everybody up to today?
Anybody watch anything good like this weekend? I haven't seen like a good newer release in a while. Why my mouse has been acting weird on here? What did I don't do not take the pink triangles. Yes. Only YouTube. Cool. Oh, it only works on YouTube, Phil? It only like messes up the. Well, see, YouTube fucks everything up. Like, I even said it's like YouTube should have a feature because they know that like watch parties and watch alongs and stuff are getting more and more popular. That people are connecting all over the globe and they want to watch movies together. Who wants to watch a silent fucking movie if it's not a silent film? YouTube should have this thing. Maybe I'll pitch it to YouTube. Have them, if you rent the movie from YouTube, then that allows you to have a watch party and not worry about the copyright for the music. YouTube will somehow handle that. And as long as you rent the movie through YouTube, that gives you a right to just, not worry about the sound. I don't know. Just an idea. Somebody's like working at YouTube and they're spying on me or some shit. Fucking pitch that to like the top executives. Pin quotation marks. Now, let's talk the cast here quick. We have Jared Leto, who is excellent in this. We have Jennifer Connelly, who I adore in absolutely everything, since Phenomena by Dario Argento, when she was real. I think that was her second role. We have Marlon Wayans in this, which when I first saw this movie, I wasn't sure about that casting because all he's done up until that point was comedy. But he kills it in this movie. Like, he really puts on a serious performance. And then we have Ellen Burstyn, who is one of my favorite actresses of all time. And I think her performance in this movie is one of the greatest performances by an actress in cinema history. And it is a crime that Julia Roberts, for some stupid fucking movie, beat out Ellen Burstyn for her performance in this movie at the Academy Awards when this came out. I will never forgive the Academy for that. But no one listens to them anyway because they always fucking mess everything up in a row. Oh, what's up, buddy? We are talking about Requiem for a Dream, and then we are going to be watching Requiem for a Dream. I put a link if people want to watch along. It's free. It's on Look Movie. I'll post it again. It's also on Tubi, but there's ads on Tubi. But her monologue in this movie, for those who have seen this, when Sarah, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't, but Sarah has a monologue, Ellen Burstyn, in this movie. And up until Pearl from 2 years ago, or last year, whenever it came out, with Mia Goth's monologue that everyone was raving about, including me, I think Ellen Burstyn's monologue in this movie is the best monologue by an actress until Mia Goth's in Pearl. And she did it in one take, and she did such a good performance that the cameraman who was filming it started crying. And the camera slightly drifted to the side out of position, and Darren Aronofsky, the director, got pissed until he walked over and realized that the camera guy's like tearing up, crying from her performance. That's how strong of a performance and great of an actress Ellen Burstyn is. Able to make the camera guy cry and almost mess the shot up, which is unreal. So what's up, Professor? Greetings and salutations. Wait, did you not start with? Okay, good. I was going to say, when do you ever not start with that? But I saw it. Sneaked it in there on me. Definitely snuck it in there. All right, so people who are watching, we're going to do a countdown like a minute or two. How you doing, Professor? And then, I don't know what's been up lately. Like with just getting these interviews. Had like a lucky streak. So we got Barry Shen, and then I almost was able. If Alyssa Rose wasn't going to be in London on the 8th of March, she would have came on and surprised Barry Shen. I had a whole conversation with her. So, but she's going to be in London, and she's like, "Oh, that sucks. That would have been fun." And Barry said the same thing when I told him afterwards when I knew what was going to happen. But she said, "Let me know when I get back. I'll touch base and let's set something up." So it looks like maybe, possibly, Alyssa Rose might coming on sometime in the future. Hopefully, who knows? The phone call? Oh yeah, and yeah, I know it's crazy. There are so many just disturbing and psychologically just scarring scenes in this movie. And this is one of those movies that you hear a ton of people say all the time. It's an excellent film, but I cannot watch it often because it's depressing. And I understand that sentiment. It definitely does the same thing to me. But I can watch this movie any fucking time. I listen to the score all the time. This is one of a few scores that I own and listen to every now and then. I don't know, maybe I just like being disturbed. You guys know me by now. It works, it fits, right? All right, who's watching? And I will do a countdown. don't care how messed up she is. Jennifer Connelly is absolutely gorgeous all the time, but especially in this movie. I mean, she does full frontal nudity in this movie when she's standing in front of a mirror, which I did not expect Jennifer Connelly to do that when I first saw this movie. But then in the famous end scene, I won't spoil it, but she used a body double for a lot of that. Maybe, I'm guessing it's just because of the conditions of shooting, and it was very, very awkward, much awkward than just her alone in a bathroom. This was a lot more intense. So I understand why she used a body double. Yeah, it doesn't matter how messed up she is. She's always gorgeous. Oh, yes. Yeah, the new guy with DJ Qualls. I did see that movie for her and Dushko. Yeah, she was always good looking. She's in Wrong Turn and that are the only things I really remember her from. The fact it's so depressing is what makes it great. That's what I always say, is that any type of art that can affect you in one extreme or the other. If a movie doesn't move you out at all, or any type of art, it's not that great, really. It's not resonating with anybody. But some of the greatest movies are the ones that are so divisive that some people absolutely despise them, and some people think they're masterpieces. And I think that's the sign of a great movie and a very well-made film, because it's still making people react and have an emotional response, even physical responses to what they're seeing, whether it's disgusting them or it's bringing them like some sort of weird, twisted, masochistic joy on some level. But it's interesting how that works, that two different extremes, you're still being affected by what you're seeing in some way. So it's doing its job. So, all right, we're going to do a countdown in like 30 seconds. I can do 3, 2, 1, go. And then we will talk and play and listen and go on random ass tangents like always. And then I can't believe I've been thinking that Phil what I always forget his last name, Don Caro, the small dude that I might have on. I talked to him. He said he's going to let me. He'll hit me up in like a day or two when he checks his schedule. I thought his name in Ghoulies 2 was Sir Nigel Pennywinkle. Apparently, Sir Nigel Pennyweight. But I don't care, because Pennywinkle is so much better than that. Maid Marian. Yeah, Little John. Yeah, I know every line to this fucking movie. Even just listening to the score, I hear the dialogue. I've seen this movie so many times, it's not even funny. Hey, Erica, how you doing? This is a top 10 movie for me. The score is a top 10 score for me, and I will be playing the score throughout the film as we're watching. If you want to watch along, there's a link for a Look Movie. It's free. I will drop it again for anyone who needs it. And then we'll do a countdown and get this going. This is like an experimental thing here, where we're doing an experiment to see how well this works. Playing along to it. No, I've been up with my keyboard lately. Like I have a detachable keyboard on my tablet. Sometimes it doesn't connect. And that's better. There we go. Perfect. Look Movie. Boom, that's the Look Movie link. I totally didn't think my TV is in that direction. But my keyboard is here. So, whatever, I'm going to be focusing on not really movie listening and talking. So, all right. There's people who are watching. Anyone ready for a countdown? Are we ready now? Just let me know, and I will do it. 3, 2, 1. And 1 second. Dude, there's not a chance I would even come in contact with someone who could give me somebody who can get the contact information for the actress who plays Jeff Goldblum's daughter in Lost World. There's no way. Oh, what a terrible casting choice. I said in the video. Awful. Never liked her since the movie first came out. I don't know what they were thinking. There could have been anyone else in the world like that. The Sega thing, that's another thing. That dates that movie so much. She doesn't even have Sega. She's a troglodyte. Oh, man, Sega probably saying that didn't age well there. Cruel but good words. Yeah. I love how he says that. So, yeah, troglodyte, did good. All right, we're doing a countdown. Whether people are ready and not, or they're in the bathroom, or they're smoking, or they're drinking, or they're in a car accident. It's starting in 3, 2, 1, go. It would be help to have my finger on the play button. Good. I gotta put these on a little to hear this. Now, how many people haven't seen this film? Who's here right now? Hey, Cal, what's going on, buddy? If you want to watch along, there's a link a little bit up on Look Movie in the comments here. Hope everything. Hope you're feeling better, Cal. I know your weekend you weren't feeling that too great, but hope you're feeling better. Now, I always forget, was it Chris McDonald, right, who plays Tappy in this movie on the TV show that Sara is addicted to and loves and watches all the time? Pretty sure he was only on set for 1 day in front of that crowd, and he ended up doing all his lines and stuff. And 1 day they gave him a standing ovation at the end of it. He does a great job in this film, in the small little role he has. Now, if any point the music's a little loud during parts that I'm playing music, just let me know. And I'll lower it and adjust it as we go. Since some sounds patches are different. The editing in this movie is absolutely brilliant too. Like most movies have, I think, around a few hundred cuts throughout the film when editing. This movie has over 2,000. Just from all the little, it's a style of Aronofsky's. He uses it in all his movies, like little hip hop montages of a bunch of little cuts that flow together, and he reuses them. It's brilliant. The editing in this movie, I couldn't imagine having to edit this film. Worse than a Saw movie, I may say. Now, Ellen Burstyn had to wear like 5 fat suits throughout this whole movie, like fat and skinny suits, just a whole bunch of prosthetics for as she keeps on going down a bad path there. Oh yeah, for sure. The editing is just phenomenal. I mean, even in Pie, it was great too. But this is where he really went crazy with the editing like that. And I don't think he's ever really touched it and topped it, but he uses those same time. He calls them hip hop montages, which makes sense. We got Harry and Ty, Coney Island, stealing Harry's mom's TV for like the millionth time for drugs. Ah, fuck them. That's gonna happen. Music stops in the movie. Now, was that too loud or no? Now, people who don't know who did the score for this, Clint Mansell and the Kronos Quartet. So it's a quartet, a string quartet. I'm not a great piano player. Guitar's my thing. So I'm kind of playing a string quartet's parts all together on the keyboard. So there's definitely going to be a few mistakes since this is all live and I'm not looping stuff and editing it. So they just shot up some heroin, and now they have this grand plan to buy some and sell it. Just get pure, sell a pound of it, and then never have to worry struggling again. Now, it's actually a lot harder than I thought it would be because I got to switch between patches while hearing it and paying attention to other stuff too, and having a racing mind always. So that's on top of everything. Wasn't too loud? All right, good. That means I can push it a little bit. All right, cool. We got Mark Margolis in this movie as the pawn shop guy that Harry always sells his TV to, and Sarah, Ellen Burstyn, she changed it up to the wall, the TV, because he's done this a million times. And you can see in his log, in Mark Margolis's like book, it's just Sara Goldfarb's TV, like down the whole thing. So, I mean, they've been doing this and taking her TV for a long ass time. Now, her addiction, Harry's mother, is TV and food. She wants to fit into this red dress that she wore. I think it was Harry's graduation, right? Yeah. This red dress that she loves how she looked in back then. Now she's put on weight. She's older. She's lonely. Harry's out of the house. She thinks he's doing some type of good company or business. He's doing well, but he's fucking selling drugs. He's a drug addict. So he's always lying to her. So now her big fix here is TV, and she gets a call that she's going to be on television that she already won. So she gets super excited and starts trying to lose weight to fit in this dress. And she ends up going on diet pills. And this is set in the 70s in Coney Island, which is kind of familiar territory because I'm on Long Island. I've been to Coney Island many times. It is like a half hour, 40 minutes for me. So I've been by this pier behind me. Like I know Coney Island well. Speaking of pawn shop, I encourage anyone to check out the Pawn Shop Chronicles. If you're ever, is that a movie or is that like a spin-off of the show Pawn Shop? Either way, it sounds interesting. And I always forget, and I never put these two together, these two movies that this actress is in. Blood Rage is one of my favorite slasher films. And Louise Lasser, who plays the mom in that, is in this movie. She's the one who dyes Sarah's hair red, but it's orange. I had no idea that was Louise Lasser until like a year ago, because she's in it for like 3 minutes and she looks a lot older. So now she's getting her little phone call that she won. It's a trip to be on TV. Now, Chris McDonald's role in this is just fantastic. And the whole conga scenes are some of the best scenes in this movie, when she's losing her mind completely. There's a great, like time-lapse shot in this film that took a long time for Darren Aronofsky to shoot it. I think they did it in 2 takes. But when Sarah's cleaning her apartment and it's sped up, but it's shot from like outside the house, kind of on the set. It pans throughout the house very, very slowly. But they had to do it with like the house without the side and stuff. It was a very hard shot to get, but it looks excellent. She's just like sped up on amphetamines all over the house, cleaning everything. And it's just a really sped up, like slow, like fast. It was like 12 hours or something like that, like of her just cleaning this set. And she actually was cleaning it. She needs her hair done now. Like instantly. I don't know why she's trying to get her hair done before she can even fit the fucking dress. When you want to like lose that weight, like then fit in the dress, then dye your hair red. By the time she loses the weight, if she did successfully without going on amphetamines, she probably would have taken a few months before she gets there. The hair dye would have been out. None of this means anything, but it was an observation this time. Okay, it's a movie. That's what I figured. Juice. Now, the thing that Tappy says on the TV all the time that Sarah watches, when he says juice, that always brings me back to this stupid ass job that I had like 10 years ago. It was like a cult. You just run around selling shit for them. But their slogan was juice. And it was join us in creating excellence. So every time that I heard it there, I thought of this movie. And now every time I see this, I think of that goddamn terrible job that I quit after like 2 months. Yeah, if she didn't go on the amphetamines. And I love the fact that the doctor was instructed to not look at her at all, Sarah, all the times, the 2 times that she goes in to see him. Now we see them taking something. I don't know what they're taking. Looks like they're taking speed, just like Harry's mom goes on. It looks just like amphetamines. So now they want to sell these drugs, which is never a good idea. Just in case people didn't know that. Not a good idea to sell drugs. A lot of bad stuff can happen. I feel like this movie, though, as graphic as it is, this should be shown in fucking middle school, high school at least, to every kid in America. Because this movie, I mean, it didn't scare me enough. And a lot of people, but I've talked to many people who said I've never done a drug in my life, never smoked a cigarette because of that movie. Yeah, I can absolutely see it having that effect on people. So they should make it mandatory to watch this film in a high school across all of America. I love the top-down shots of them on bed, Marion and Harry, and he uses a lot of split screen in this. He uses a lot of camera trick in this movie, and I think that's what makes it very, very intense as the last 20 minutes or so of this movie, which is just infamous for being just one of the most disturbing, just balls to the wall, intense endings there is. all the stuff with Ellen Burstyn going into like the little montages, like the hip hop montages of her opening like the mailbox, looking for the letter that she's going to fill out to be finally a contestant on television, she thinks. Like she opens up the thing and then she sips on coffee. All those little edits are just so creative in this movie. Yeah, I can't loop shit, so I. There's her little full frontal nudity scene. And yeah, she's just still gorgeous as hell in this movie, Connelly. Now, Tappy on on her TV show that Sarah watches, he says his 3 things that like rules for his. It's like a diet program, like a self-help program. He says no red meat. He says no sugar, but then he never says the 3rd thing. He wasn't supposed to say it, like in the finished movie, but Darren Aronofsky just like used the sound to lower it so you can't really hear it, but you can if you listen. The 3rd thing is no orgasms. And later on, he says about number 3, this one drives most people crazy. So it's, if you ever wondered what the 3rd thing was on Tappy's diet here, no orgasms. It'll drive you fucking crazy too. There's Luis Lassa there from Blood Rage. And this is when your friends will screw you over, because it's her friends who tell her about a specialist. And that's when she ends up going to this specialist and ends up getting prescribed diet pills, which is what sends her on her whole downward hill trajectory of fear and terror that you would never want to experience. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we all do. I don't think a single person in here said anything negative about Connor. If they did, they'd be instantly kicked out of the chat. I'm just kidding. I'm playing the score as it goes through the movie. That's why I had to condense down the little 20-minute full score cover that I did when I actually looped all the parts and stuff, because they use a lot of different motifs in the score and then weave in and out of them as the movie goes on. And like as it gets to the end where it gets crazy, then it's just weaving in and out of stuff. So there's little variations to some of the motifs. And I just did the best, like with that 20-minute cover of it, and just used a few of them and repeated them, changed them a little bit, but it's not the full like 60-minute score that I did. This will be, though, not edited. I love that sound too. It's so cool. So they get this kilo of heroin, and both of them, I guess they've been friends for a long time. I don't know how long they've been addicts. I'm guessing Harry's been an addict for a lot longer than Tyrone has, Marlon Wayans. Pretty sure. Yeah, I have to do a Suspiria cover, actually, for sure. Because it's fucking one of the greatest scores ever, too. There's the three things, well, the two things from Tappy to lose weight, or self-help. Boom. I love the animation there. With the she's laying in bed trying not to eat, and as she's trying to sleep, she's seeing like brownies and cupcakes flying in the air at her. Nobody can resist that. Come on, if you were actually seeing like candies and sugary treats flying in front of your face, you're trying to sleep, and you have some in the fridge, you're telling me you're not getting up and getting some? That takes a lot of willpower. Obviously, all the people in this movie don't have a lot of willpower. City of the Living Dead, I did actually. I did two of them, three of them. I did a guitar looped one. I did a full keyboard looped all the parts one, and then I didn't really like one of the tones that I used. So I just recently did another one. I did Zombie too. I have a whole playlist that says horror scores and covers and stuff like that. I also love how beautiful Connelly looks here. I mean, even in the end when she's fucked up, she still looks gorgeous. But they make them look much healthier, because this goes over three different seasons. It starts in the summer. They're doing well, selling these drugs and making money. Then fall comes when things start getting a little downhill-y, getting not crazy, but it's not good. Then winter is when all hell breaks loose. And they use that excellently, too. I usually don't like that in movies when they cut out like day one, and then you see them day two. I don't like that. The Shining has it. That's a classic. I hate that shit in The Shining, too. I don't like that usually. Works great here, because it's only 3 times, and it's 3 seasons. And it makes sense. Howdy ho there, Jim. So she goes to this doctor. And again, I said earlier, I love the fact that Aronofsky, the only direction he gave this actor who played the doctor in 2 scenes, do not look or make eye contact with Ellen Burstyn at any point. And it's so effective because it's scary, because that's how a lot of doctors are. You go into a doctor's office, Some of them don't even look at you. What's the issue? All right, yeah, I'll give you this drug and stuff. Just take this. Come back in a week or a month or something. It's so true, and it destroys lives, just like in this movie. So I love the fact he paid attention to that. So they're making mad money. You see the shoebox that they put all the money in? Like, they got a lot of money as the summer is going on. And then they lose all of it. Much like Elton John, who lost millions and was broke. I think gained back like 3, 4, 5 times the amount, and now he's rich as shit than he ever has been. But they're no Elton John. Let me just clarify that. Smart that Tyrone has a safe in his wall. Now, just the amount of diet pills this doctor prescribed Sarah, she's got to be in her 60s at least, right? In this movie, I forget in the book if they say her age. Got to be in her 60s. This guy gives her like a fucking diet pill in the morning, diet pill a different color in the middle of the day, in the evening, and then gives him like Valium or something to knock you the fuck out at night. And this is a doctor, right? Like he went to med school and stuff. Like, I don't know. And the scariest thing is there are a ton of doctors out there like that. That's such a weird thing that Khan gets awesome about. Now the fridge is starting to scare her. It's calling to her. She needs to be fed. But of course she ain't eating because she's hopped up on fucking speed. You don't want to eat shit. All those edits are cool too. When like they're rolling a blunt, they just cut it. You see it cut, then you see it poured in, then you see him like burn it, you see him smoke it. All those little hip hop montages are great. That is such a haunting melody. I love it. Driller Kill, yo, actually good. You reminded me because my friend Lauren visited by Voices, great channel, great friend, great guy, knows a shit ton about movies. He asked me that like a year ago, and I totally forgot. So thank you for the reminder. A year later, I need to do that for him and you now. Driller Killer has a great soundtrack though. Oh, and Harry tries to do good as a son here to redeem himself for stealing his mom's TV all the time. He says, what's her fix to Marion? He says, it's television. And he wants to buy her a new TV with all the drug money that they're making by selling all this heroin. And he ends up getting her this big ass TV. She had a small, like, old TV you can wheel. Like, it was on wheels that you can, like, wheel down to the Coney Island docks and pawn it like they do, like, all the time. Now, do you guys who have seen this movie think that Harry and Tyrone have been, like, drug addicts for years and years before the events of this movie? Because the way they portray it, in, like, the summertime, the beginning here, they're in control of it for the most part. They mess around, they get high, but they're not like junkies. That happens as it progresses, like the fall, and then they're in the worst of it in winter. I would think Harry was probably doing this for years before that, because we see, like I said, in the log of the pawn shop. I don't know about Marlon Wayans, though, about Tyrone. Didn't really get. Yeah. I think we talking about that, or was it me and somebody else talking Aronofsky? Because this is my favorite film by him, like by far. Pie is excellent. Black Swan, I haven't seen in forever, but I really enjoyed it. But it's nowhere near the level of this movie or even Pie. And then I haven't seen Mother. I haven't seen a lot of his like later movies. This is like a rare movie that is a masterpiece in every way. And I'm not huge into all the directors' like filmography or familiar with it. Now she is waiting like outside by the mailbox every day for her like letter to fill out to be on television. She's dedicated, man. So dedicated, in fact, that she went on amphetamines to lose weight. Yeah, Johnny, check Pie out. It's all in black and white, or like a sepia almost filter, and it's about this guy trying to like solve pie and stuff, and like losing his mind in the process. It's very, very good. Nowhere. This movie though was Aronofsky just upping all the talent that he showed in Pie, like to the stratosphere. Now this is the scene where Harry goes over to his mom's. This is one of the longest scenes in the movie that does not have any score in it. And this is where we get her amazing monologue. She's running around this kitchen like she's on fucking amphetamines, and he knows right away because he's a drug addict. He hears her grinding her teeth from like across the friggin' room. And I love the sound design in this movie too. It's fantastic. And he says, "Wow, you're on uppers. Like you're on diet pills." And she starts saying, "I feel good. Like I'm losing weight." And she didn't even tell him about TV or the red dress or anything like that because she's so sped up. She's getting a million words a minute out. She didn't even say. She said, "Oh yeah, you don't know. I'm going to be on television." And of course, like anybody would, it's going to say, "Who's fucking with you? Who's pulling your leg?" And she said, "No, I'm serious. I'm going to be on it." And I love the whole conversation between them when he says, like, those pills will kill you before you get on TV. And she says, like, then she goes into this whole monologue, and it's just the greatest. With her saying that he's gone from, like, he doesn't need her anymore, his mother. The husband died years ago. She's alone. She's old. She's lonely. Like, and just the whole way she performs it. No wonder she made that motherfucker cry filming it. But he announces to her that he got her a new TV from Macy's. Remember Macy's? It's still around. This is probably one of my favorite performances by Jared Leto also. This shows how amazing Burstyn is, that she even she knew just from her experience in theater and stuff like that, to work with the prosthetics that they had to put on her later in the movie, where she looks really emaciated and sick. She knew to put her face in the right positions to hide the lines of the prosthetics. That's friggin' dedication as an actor, and that shows that you know your craft. That she's consciously keeping in her head the position that the camera is hitting her at to hide the prosthetic lines. That's really impressive. Yeah, he hears her grinding her teeth like crazy. I love Harry's accent, his Coney Island accent in this. He hits what's in the pills. I love her line. I'm Sara Goldfarb and I'm Albert Einstein. How should I know? That's great. It's also wild, and I'm sure this was a conscious decision by Aronofsky. Pretty sure it's in the book too. But the way that she reacts to Harry calling her out and saying, "You got to stop taking these pills. They're going to kill you. You're going to lose your mind," and her reaction to it of fighting that. That's what happens in a lot of addicts' brains. It fights logic, and she hears what he's saying, but she's so distracted by her addiction to TV and losing weight that she won't hear anything he's saying. All he'll say is how great she feels, and that's all that matters to her. They do that so good in this movie. This is one of the greatest depictions, if not probably the greatest for me, of addiction of all kinds in a movie. This is what she realizes. He don't know she's going to be on TV yet. Well, she's not going to be on TV, unfortunately. She doesn't know when, though. This is how she looks, for those who haven't seen this, at the beginning of the movie, when she's healthy and thinks that she's not and overweight and she has to lose weight. Wait till you see at the end. But yeah, I gotta not talk much during this monologue because it's brilliant. Like every time I watch this scene, I'm in awe by the way that her performance is. The whole film, but this scene especially. I can understand why the cameraman started crying. Actually, I wonder if Gareth does this shit all the time. I don't have a strike under me, so I'm willing to risk one. Let's see if I just take the background off and aim it at the TV. You see the TV in the background a bit. Actually, look at that. Is that good? That angle. You see the TV a bit. Because Gareth does that shit all the time with movies. Doesn't get in trouble. Hey, look at that. We got everything now up in this. We got the TV. We got the score. We just don't have dialogue. This is the only thing. People are watching it. Yeah, The Wrestler was really good too, actually. I got glossed over that. But that was a good one too. I'd probably put that as like after Black Swan, maybe. Actually, fuck the background. And yeah, her monologue scene here when Harry's about to leave now. This is the longest scene in the movie without music. Like the score is like 90% of the film. Hey, no. Okay, maybe. How is that? There you go. Fucking no fucking border, nothing. There's the TV. Free movie. Now I don't have to turn around. I can look right at the screen. Just the way they show this here with Harry in the cab, and he's crying hysterically because he sees his mom. You know that she's on a bad path here. That he knows where the end is, and he starts crying. He shoots up in the cab, and then instantly emotionless. Like the way they handle that too. So Marlon Wayans' character there, he's meeting up with this like I don't know, he's like a half mute black drug dealer. I don't know why he can't talk. Maybe he got stabbed or something, but it's a setup, and he ends up getting arrested here. You know, white drive. He says. There's a new TV from Macy's. Nice TV, actually. Now, it's great how they show this, how one pill is not working anymore, not making her feel the same way. And now in a little bit, she ends up calling the doctor and saying, "You sure you didn't give me a weaker one this time?" No, you're just getting adjusted to them. And she just starts thinking more and more of these things as this movie goes on. Now Ty's in jail, and they got to use all their money that they made in the summer to bail him out. And he's out on bail, so he ends up skipping out and leaving the state when they go down to Florida. So the doctor tells her, the nurse tells her, same strength. You're just getting adjusted to them. The way that she just looks at it before popping another one, the hesitation that she knows it's wrong. She probably shouldn't do this, but she does. And then instantly, she feels much better. Straight from Brighton Beach, Brooklyn. The effects with the TV, like jump scaring her, are pretty damn effective. So Tyrone is up for consorting. And there's like a war going on between the blacks and the Italians. So now, like, they're keeping the streets clean of heroin and drugs and stuff until all the black dealers and stuff are killed off by the Italians. So now there's a drought, which I've never heard ever of a drought of any type of drug. In especially Brooklyn, like near Manhattan, never. But who knows? Maybe in the 70s. So now they have to pay double and for weight to pick up, which I don't know how much money that any of that is, or they don't say it. Now she really is starting to lose this. Now this is a tense scene. Well, the next scene in the morning, they're getting sick from withdrawals, sleeping together at night, and she wakes up and I guess they have some left, and yeah, I know, yeah, Ginger, I think it was you. Were we the ones talking about Aronofsky? Which I was talking to him with somebody, and we went through most of his movies. But yeah, this is like the only film I ever watched of his. Like Pi is a very, very, very good movie. It's excellent, but I haven't watched that in years. But this is so realistic here. The way that she's telling him, like, don't worry, Tyrone will score in the morning. We're sick. Like, let's dip into what we have left. Then the next scene, or in a few scenes, she starts going ape shit on him and blaming it on him. And that happens all the time when you're involved with this type of stuff, unfortunately. This is the second and last time that she sees the doctor here, who does not look at her once. This is another scene where the sound design really shines here, with her slow motion, the way it's simulating her, like losing touch with reality. The weight's fine. I'm not. Everything's mixed up. All of that sounds great. The doctor's all sped up, or his voice, but hers is slowed down. That's a cool choice too. And she still hears the sound of the fridge, like jumping at her at the doctor's office. I keep forgetting. I gotta ask May when she's free to do. She wants to do a tourist trap watch, and I friggin' love tourist trap. So I'm waiting for her to answer. This, yeah, they're arguing. Now they're finding out, yeah, that the war with the Italians and the black dealers. Now they're letting the dealers letting a little bit of drugs out because they're Christian, and they want nobody fiending during the holiday season. That's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard. They're Christians, and they don't want these people fiending for their drugs during Christmas season. So fucked up. But the price is doubled, and they got to pick up like a half ounce. They say 2. I'm guessing 2,000. That's what I'm guessing. Definitely not 200. I know that. Now, dude, one of the most messed up things in this movie, she's seeing this psychiatrist because her parents are like paying for her, like still like taking care of her with money financially, because she goes to therapy, and she ends up going here now to sleep with him to get money for her and Harry. They're going through withdrawals, but then they show them about to fuck, and she says, "Can you turn the light off?" And he says, "Why do you want the light off? You never wanted it off before." Dude, for some reason, that line hits you hard. If you've ever been cheated on or anything like that, that line really, really hits hard. Like, so she's done this and fucked her psychiatrist while with Harry many, many times. And that's so fucked up and disturbing. Now, this actor, I forget the actor's name who plays the psychiatrist. He frequently is in Darren Aronofsky's movies. He was the main character in Pi. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Yeah, right here. That's fucking such a terrible revelation to find out. I am going to run to the restroom quick. I will be right back. Little ginger moron. Whenever I see a movie and something sticks out to me, like when I did Piranha 3 Double D, and something sticks out like David Hasselhoff being in it for some stupid reason, and I have a picture of it in the video, then I add it to a folder that to use like in the future randomly. I got a bunch of random clips like that. Now, she just fucked her psychiatrist, which she's done many times before, but the way she barfs here, I don't know if it's from withdrawals, disgust in herself, And if it is, then that means all the other times that she fucked him was just for money too. And she always was grossed out by this guy. Now we're in fall, and this is that awesome shot that just happened, that long, sped up time lapse shot, which is just excellent. I know, right? He really does for the most part. He really does, though. Except for, like, he has, like, I don't know if he still has that crazy beard, but he has, remember when he used to have that big ass, like, long beard? Looks a little older just because of the beard, but he's so clean shaven in most movies. Now they got to meet at Wall Bombs. And they actually had a bunch of actual drug addicts, like, for this scene, so it looked more authentic. And Aronofsky and Jared Leto both said they remember seeing a lot of them just shooting up, like, right on the set. Needles everywhere and stuff. Like, it was a very, very crazy scene for them to shoot. Now this is their only chance, like, to make things better. And then some guy fucks everything up. They're dealing heroin from Florida out of a orange truck, which I think is just hysterical and sickening at the same time. And of course, some dumbass has to fuck up everything for everybody, just like everything in life. Some guy pulls a gun out when the junkie starts shooting. The doors immediately come down the truck, and they are out of there on their way back to Florida. And junkies are chasing them in the street, the truck, and stuff like that. Wait, come back. Great scene. But now they're screwed, and they decide, let's go to Florida. Let's go down to Florida, and come on, you can sniff out drugs if, when they're around, if you're a drug addict. Why don't we go down there, cop from the source? People will be, like, running the streets looking for them. Good idea on paper. Terrible in execution with the rest of the movie. She does not look well, Sarah. This is where we get the infamous conga scene. Everybody, even people who only saw this once, remember this scene probably the most. This and the ending, of course. Yeah, I think so too, Phil. He looks better without the beard for sure. He's a good-looking guy, like clean shaven and stuff. But that, like, he doesn't rock a beard. We got Ginja in the house. That mother sexy motherfucker. He knows how to rock a beard. One of probably the best beard in our whole community. Jared Leto. He got nothing on Jason then. I love the sound of the phone off the hook. Like I said, the sound design is everything. It's a perfect movie. And this really happens to a lot of people. If anyone's ever read Philip K. Dick's novel, A Scanner Darkly, the novel specifically, I'm not sure. I don't remember in the movie, which is excellent too, if they put the same ending. Like Philip K. Dick wrote a whole, like, rest in peace to a whole bunch of people he knew. And the reason that they were deceased, almost 50% of them was amphetamine psychosis or amphetamine or liver damage from amphetamines. Almost like 50%. There's like a good few dozen people in the book that he gives like a rest in peace shout out to. That's crazy. The way they argue here is so realistic too. So now we got Keith David in this movie. I always forget for some reason until he's like, I'm watching the movie or thinking about it. But we have Keith David, the legend, my favorite movie of all time, The Thing, and then a million other great performances. And his job is Little John. His performance is Little John here. It's great. So he writes that number down. That's how fucking desperate they are at this point. Says, "Here, why don't you go fix yourself up with this guy?" And he doesn't have to. Harry won't have to go, fucking hustling on the streets and looking for stuff for them to not be in withdrawal all the time. And then she actually does, which is even more fucked up. So you wish you looked like Jared, but now without the muscle. Yeah, I go through weird phases with reading books. Like I have a lot of books and I enjoy reading, but I'll read like hardcore for a while, like a whole year. I'll read it like multiple books. Then I won't read a book for like 3 years. And then I'll go through another cycle like that. It's weird. About to get the conga scene. The way that they take her whole place apart like it's a movie set, so good. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, the score is just excellent, especially near the ending. She's seen them both out of the TV and shit. Could you imagine being that whacked on drugs or just in your head that you see stuff like this and with your own eyes and you think it's real? It's got to be so terrifying. conga time. You ready to dance the conga? Her acting in this is phenomenal too. 1. This is one I can't do really without a loop because you need the whole piano doing like the little conga thing. But she's tripping balls and she runs out of her place and she's walking around freaking Brooklyn, Coney Island. In the book, it's Brooklyn, and then they change it to Coney Island because Darren Aronofsky was very familiar with Coney Island. Yeah, exactly. Conga. Nope, come back up. Feed me, Sarah. Feed me, Sarah. And I can't imagine how fucking hungry this woman is. She hasn't eaten in like fucking weeks. You never saw this, Phil? This is I mean, it's definitely a hard watch, at least for some people. Yeah, everybody's seen gifs and stuff in this movie. This is so sad. She's in the friggin'. She doesn't even know where she is, but she's trying to get to the TV station that she said she thinks she's going to be on television, which they said that she would. I don't think it was a prank call. That's one thing I never thought. But she's so excited about it. She's just, and the drugs, obviously, play a huge part of it. Her performance here, this is probably the best next to that monologue, maybe even on top of it. Oh, you don't care about the prizes? I'll give them away. I just want to be on the show. And this is where she was doing a lot of that amazing work with her movements and stuff with the prosthetics to hide her neck and stuff from the camera, which just shows what she's one of the greatest. Probably did the same with the cup too. Across the stage. They ask as you walk. I'm walking across the stage. She actually also, because I mean, The Exorcist is probably what most people know her, Ellen Burstyn from. The most popular thing she was in. She thinks this is her best performance in her career. This movie, even over The Exorcist. She said that a few times. Now she's calling this drug dealer who only will give away drugs for pussy. Now his arm is so fucked up looking. It is so disgusting. And this guy don't go to a hospital, man. I mean, come on. Your arm's fucking purple and spreading. That's something you want to take care of immediately. And he still shoots up right in the same vein. That's probably not a great idea either. Here comes Keith David to save the day. He's Little John, but I feel like that's an ironic joke throw in there. You see how near the end here, it all starts mixing together, the music, back and forth. That's why it's fucking hard to do this live. The sad thing, I've seen personally and know many girls and guys who have gone down this road and prostitute themselves for drugs. It's fucking sick, sad, so sad. Most of them are great people too. Oh, shit, if I can forget this little part. Oh, it didn't come yet. That's fine. That makes sense. Now look at his fucking arm. You know, it's so disgusting. Now, interesting. I'll stop one for a second to explain that. That shot. This is like really something with what Aronofsky did here. That shot of Marion in the bathtub is an exact recreation. I'm not into anime or manga, so I don't know the name, but it's an exact recreation of some type of Japanese manga or anime. And he bought the rights to a live action version of that manga just so he can use that scene like exactly the way that it is in that manga. So if anyone ever wants to make a live action version of that manga, he owns the rights, Aronofsky. So that's a good position to be in. They got to buy it from him just so he can use that one shot, which is I think is incredible. Now that you can get back in the 70s where this takes place, you can get arrested just for suspicion that you're on drugs or you're a drug addict. Like they've made a lot of like progress with that. But back then, and this is why they get arrested. Well, Tyrone gets a lot of people don't know why they get arrested here. Yeah, it's because the doctor, and he looks so familiar. I forget who the doctor is, the actor, but he sees his fucking arm is like ready to rot off. And I love how as soon as he leaves the room, I'll be right back. He grabs the vials of morphine off the table. That's funny. And then the cops he calls, and they're in like Georgia on the way to Florida in the 70s. So you can see the looks of the people. He's the only black guy. So they're all looking at him weird. The sheriff shows up and he left the state. He left New York. So now they both get arrested. Can you imagine going through what this friggin' woman does here? asked for her friggin' Hancock her signature. She don't know where she is. You don't even have to know where you are to give a signature. Now his arm is killing him, and no shit. I love the effect of them screaming in the jail cell and the shaking effect, and Tyrone, somebody fucking help us, please. My friend's sick. All that is so intense. Lil Jon. The famous ass-to-ass line. Now Marion's prostituting herself. Oh, I fucking slipped on that. Can you imagine getting ECT? The way all this comes together at the end, the editing is just fantastic. Now you see the author of the book, Hubert Selby Jr. He has a little cameo. I think it passed already. He screams at Tyrone and says, "Like, put your spineless back into it." That's the author of the original novel. They're all screaming "come" over and over again, and Marion and the girl she's with. And Harry loses his arm. Yeah, exactly. They're screaming, "Come, come, come." She goes home, and she just, and I love how at the end here, all four of them turn on their sides in the fetal position. He lost his arm, and he's never going to see Marion again. Marion probably don't even care because now she's a prostitute and she can get her drugs, and she turns over and clutches them and holds them like it's the most dearest thing in the world to her. Tyrone's in prison or in jail for who knows how long. He's probably the only one who can turn his life around if he wanted to. Has a prison jail record, a few records. It's not the worst. He can get out of there and clean up, go to rehab. And she's just, I mean, Ellen Burstyn, Sara, she's just fried. Her mind's gone, like for the most part. I don't know who I think has it off worse. I mean, losing your mind is like one of the biggest fears of mine. Oh, maybe that, Sarah's, but I wouldn't want to lose my arm. I fucking know that. She still has a mind left that she can picture her head. Who do you want to fight? We got the Demon Princes. We got. We didn't beat Frida. Oh no, we did beat Frida, right? Yeah. So we got like all the second DLC, the Ring City. So that's fucking Requiem for a Dream. That was fun doing that. It was a little experiment. Fucking hopefully there's no like copyright strike coming my way. Usually they would shut it down, like the stream, because I know because I'm not playing the music, like the actual music. So I always find a little cheat in some way to work around shit. Yeah, the Demon Prince. I was actually trying them upstate no roll. You were watching, so you didn't fucking know. I totally forgot you were watching with my friend Clelia, who runs the games too. That's right, you were there. And they're not that fun, no rolling, especially because the stupid toxic trails and stuff like that. Thanks, man. I mean, I messed up a bunch of times, but it's fucking hard to just play it because I'm not a great like keyboard player, but it's arranged for a string quartet, so playing on a keyboard is like hard alone, but then like watching and talking and watching chat and doing it all at the same time and having to switch like sounds and stuff, It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, especially since I know the music like the back of my hand. But that's Requiem for a Dream. Thanks everybody who was here earlier. Thanks everyone who's here now. 3 people, awesome. Phil, I think, did you get a membership? Because oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hold on. I'm going to gift a few memberships here. I did it the other day, so I think like 10 people got memberships the other day for a month. I always try to gift some out. Where is YouTube? There it is. Yeah, you should watch that movie. But that's like a movie I can never say to someone you should watch the movie, because like you should watch the movie, but like maybe you shouldn't watch the movie. Like that's how I tell people that. Like it depends on what you could take, you know. You did that good, because I forgot like how many, because it just, and it says it actually, and I never noticed it those other like few times. YouTube says like they select that random, which I think is retarded. Why should some person who never isn't involved in our community at all, never hangs out in chat, never watches or anything like that, they just subbed once like forever ago, and they get gifted a membership because YouTube randomly selects from that? I don't like that at all. You should be able to choose. Like absolutely, because that's stupid as shit. All right. What I'll do, I'll just gift it. I'll do that in a premiere after this. Yeah, you should get the pick because that is stupid. Like, and that was half the people. They were just random people and stuff that I haven't seen around here in like forever or never. So it's all right. I mean, I guess whatever. So at least a few people got it. You got it. We're good. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. I haven't slept good in the last 2 days, so probably not tonight, but maybe the next night we can do Dark Souls and do a little marathon. Everybody who sees us in the future, in the past, in some other alternate dimension. Everyone have a good night, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care, everybody. Take care, Phil.